Okay, we're gonna read another story, buddy. Yeah, we're gonna read Curious George Visits a Toy Store. I don't think we've read this one at all yet. This is George. He was a good little monkey and always very curious. Today was the opening of a brand new toy store. George and the man with the yellow hat did not want to be late. They were opening at 10 a.m. Now wait a minute. Their clock has an error. It says 10:45 right there. Maybe they are running late. When they arrived, the line to go inside wound all the way around the corner. When a line is this long, it's not easy for a little monkey to be patient. George sneaked through the crowd. All he wanted was a peek inside. George got to the door just as the owner opened it. "This is no place for a monkey," she said. But George was so excited he was already inside. Balls, dolls, bicycles, and games filled the shelves. There were so many toys. George didn't even know how some of them worked. And how about these hoops? What did they do? George was very curious. He climbed up to pull one out of the pile. It did not move. George pulled harder. Still, it wouldn't move. George pulled on all fours. Now the question is, why did George not just climb up all the way to the top and pull off the top one instead of the one from the middle? Because that's easier, but George didn't know, I guess. He's a monkey, he can climb. Suddenly there was a terrible crash. Oh my lands. Red, blue, green, and yellow hoops bounced up and down everywhere. "Look!" exclaimed a boy, bouncing up and down by himself. "Why, I haven't seen one of these in years," said the boy's grandmother. She put a hoop around her waist and gave it a spin. George tried the hula hoop too. Then George pretended it to be a wheel, and he rolled and rolled. Mommy's not very good at hula hoop. I'm trying. Oops, he rolled right into the store owner. The owner shook her head. "I knew you were trouble," she said. "Now you've made a mess of my new store." And again she tried to stop George, and again George was too quick. In only a second he was around the corner on the highest shelf. Below him George saw a little girl point to a toy out of reach. "Mommy, can we have that dinosaur?" she asked. George picked up the dinosaur and lowered it to the little girl. She was delighted. So was the small boy next to her. "Could you get that ball for me, please?" he asked George. And George reached up, grabbed the ball, and bounced it to the boy. "May I have a puppet way over there?" asked another girl. How lucky that George was a monkey. He swung off the shelf, hung on the light, and picked up the puppet, put it right in the girl's hands. "What a show!" shouted a boy. The children held up their new toys and cheered. What a commotion! Immediately the owner came running, and then the man with the yellow hat. "I think we've had enough monkey business for one day," the owner frowned. Just then a girl got in line to pay. "What a great store," she said. "What a great idea to have a little monkey helping you," her father told the owner. "I guess you're right," the owner replied and smiled. Then she gave George a special surprise. Thank you, George. My grand opening is a success because of you. Perhaps monkey business is the best business after all. The end. And he got a little apron and a hat that says TB, and the apron says toy box. Oh, that's cool. And at the end, you can do a word search puzzle. You can do that when you're like 3 or 4. You can learn how to do that. And then, it's a Toy Store maze at the end, and it's in the shape of a hoop, so you can help George find the hula hoop. He's asleep. He's been sleeping a little bit today.